Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again coming on to Cork in the North podcast. Cracking episode ahead with my man Aaron Butler, the new kind of like co-host of Cork in the North. Things are changing here. More announcements will be happening soon about what we're doing going forward. Live shows, growing the podcast. Things we started it, and all because people like you have been listening, sharing, and subscribing. Quick reminder, I'm on tour later in the year. I've said it all the time. Go onto my Instagram at @AndrewRyanComedy or my website andrewryancomedy.com. I've been told that tickets are flying out the door for Dublin. It's nearly sold out. I've got shows here in Belfast, Cork. It's all on my website. You're all adults. You all know what you need to do. But I want you to enjoy this episode with myself and the Butler man. Why are you wearing that top? Are you come here to terrorise me or something?
Do you not like this top?
It's a fucking Kerry top.
Do you not like
on a
Kerry?
fucking Cork podcast?
Not like Kerry. Look, I just think Ireland is one. I don't think of it as a Cork and a Kerry. I just think we're all united in some ways. The North included.
Are you taking... If you woke up this morning and chose violence...
I just chose, you know what I mean? Well, Kerry men are violent men, so yes, I...
Did you watch the Kerry match?
I don't even watch. I just like the way this looks.
Oh my God.
I haven't watched a single Gaelic match in my life.
That makes it worse.
Oh, way worse. I'm such an artificial fucker. Like, I just do this because I know girls on Instagram like it. Hi, girls.
So girls on Instagram like O'Neill's. Let me order some clothes.
They do. They genuinely do.
Really?
This is a thing.
That's Paul Mescal.
Exactly.
The guy from Normal People.
He's made it normal
He's made
for
O'Neill's.
people to wear O'Neill's. Yeah.
Whereas if you see O'Neill's, sometimes you go, oh, they love GAA. Now it's like you can wear O'Neill's on a Saturday night.
Yeah. You can style it up, you know, but especially in the Holy Land, Sean shouting in there. Yeah, like here's the thing. What I'm trying to get at is you need to get a good one because like this is a good one.
That's a good one.
This is black and gold.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find ones like this. Do you know what type of jersey this is for Kerry? You're probably like going.
Third jersey, is it?
It is the alternative keeper's jersey, so it's probably been worn in one game.
So how many? So he'll have a home and away jersey.
Home away,
and then that'll be the alternative.
Keeper alternative.
No, the keeper will have a home and away jersey, and that will be the third jersey, I imagine.
Yes, there's third jersey for the keeper,
which is rarely used. It's basically a ploy to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Like soccer teams will have 3 jerseys, and they might only, but they might be like, we have to wear the third jersey once a year because otherwise we're trying to. The more jerseys they produce, the more money they're going to make because people like 40 quid here and there for 50 quid for a jersey here and there.
Yeah, they're expensive now.
It's very expensive, man. But yeah, thanks for coming on to the Cork in the North podcast, Aaron, with Kerry jersey.
Is the first.
Kerry are in the final of the All-Ireland.
Didn't even know.
They beat Dublin. And they play Galway. And I imagine they will whip Galway's ass.
So are Kerry going to win the next All-Ireland?
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, yeah.
See,
you don't have a fucking clue. You should just go down to Dublin, wear that, stand there, and then have your hinge profile 0.1 kilometre, 0.1 kilometre, and just stand there like this with the shades on, with a can of still water. Just be like,
ladies,
do you want to come to Holy Lands?
Yeah, all the way up north. No, I don't do Hinge. Hinge is the worst one, I think, out of all the dating apps. Because here's why. Well, for me it is anyway. Because Hinge, I think, is more geared towards let's find an emotional connection, like someone real. I'm wearing a Kerry jersey. I'm not looking. The
best place to meet a person is in a pub, man.
Yeah, you're old school.
Oh, go into a pub.
Play darts.
Straight over. You, me, bar, drink now.
Yeah.
Then when you get removed by the bouncer, you just go, I just learned it off the internet. There was no aggression.
Okay, fair. Well, that's all right. Like if you can go to bars.
How many dates on average do you go on?
0.
So you've no girlfriend?
No.
But do you go on apps?
Oh, I'm on apps, yeah.
Did you get matches?
Oh, yeah.
But you're not arsed?
I'm not arsed. No. I put the littlest amount of effort.
What's the longest relationship you've had?
Oh, about a day.
I can see you as the kind of guy that if one thing annoys you, you're out the door.
Oh, 100%. Oh, it takes so little.
If they turn left in the most inappropriate way.
Oh, here's one for you, right? I don't know what you feel about this. Sometimes you'll be talking to a girl and she's like stunning or whatever, and then she's like, I'm away for a smoke here, and I'm like, I'm out. That there's nothing that grosses me out more than people that smoke.
Jesus, yeah. Well, that's very few people smoke nowadays, don't they?
No, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's on the up again recently. Yeah, but no. Is
Do you
there
know what-
anything
do you know
like
what-
that
do
you
you know
have?
what- So one thing that grosses me out. I'm trying to think some things that have annoyed me.
Yeah, sometimes it's only just one little thing.
Laziness.
Laziness is a good one.
Lazy and no hobbies.
No hobby. Oh, do you know what annoys me as well?
If you've no hobbies, what are your hobbies? Messaging you. Fuck off.
Yeah, you've no other interest, no other like any investment in something.
I'm not
outside
here
of-
to rescue you.
Yeah, I am. The ladies, but just for one night.
And also a bad drunk.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
I don't mind people getting drunk, but if you're a bad drunk,
Yeah.
you know, you go out with someone, you get a few drinks with them, and then next thing you know, they're a bad drunk, and they're like, "Let's get shots at 1 a.m." I'm like, no. And then it's a mess.
Yeah.
And the following day is a mess, and you go, you know what? You don't have your shit together for me.
It's damage control just from then on out. Another bad one is if you go around to their place and it's a mess, and you're like, oh no, I'm out. Like if there's stuff lying everywhere, there's dishes, and I'm like, nah.
Chaotic people. I once went on a date with somebody many years ago. Nice, lovely girl. 45 minutes late.
And then did she just show up like she wasn't?
Showed up like then the second time we went out, 20 minutes late. But I got to the point where I did say something. I did say like, Jesus God. She did bring it up that she was late a lot. And I said, oh God, you must miss a lot of planes and trains. And she went, no, I don't. I went, so you can be on time. So you can be on time. You're choosing not to be on time for me. That's disrespect. If I was a plane, you wouldn't miss me.
But you weren't a plane or a train.
Do you know?
You were just
so I think that like annoys me. How was your 12th of July?
Oh, beautiful. As you can imagine in this Kerry top, it went.
Yeah. What did you do? Just stay indoors?
Yeah, I treat it like the purge.
You have your day of indoor.
Yeah, and I actually do a few days. So I do 11, 12. Now, today's the 13th that we're recording this. Usually I'd be indoors for this, but because we're still in the West, I thought it was safe enough for me to come out and do this.
I saw and heard nothing.
Oh, you live over that direction too, don't you?
Yeah, like...
Don't want to give away your address per se, but you live more in the Protestant area than
Protestant area, yeah. I live in the more Protestant area.
Yeah.
I saw and I heard nothing, although I did see the shittest bonfire that was half the height of a wheelie bin.
Right. So
I just went, why have you even doing that? Like if you go if you drive way down the road down to say like Bangor, I actually was playing golf down in Clandyboy.
Oh yes.
And
nice.
I decided to drive past the estate where they have, I spoke to Dave Elliott about this before, where they have the big bonfire.
It's huge, isn't it?
And I'm not going to lie, for the size of it, I was really impressed.
Oh, yeah.
But what annoyed me was not the six. I think I counted 3 Irish flags.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I counted some like posters from
elections. Yep.
So there was about 5 or 6 things on it that I was like, oh, there's no need for that.
Oh,
but you know what? It didn't bother me. I didn't get upset because I'm very comfortable in my Irishness, so I don't really care. But
sure.
But I was just, it's kind of no real need for that.
Well, I don't.
It's just a little dig all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it just I don't understand it at all. And to be fair, there's much worse than election. Like sometimes they put up like pictures of flipping, Catholics that have died and stuff, and they put up statues of Mary and religious things, and they burn so much more worse than election posters and stuff. They put pictures of Bobby Sands up and all this sort of shit. Like, and it's just like that's the point where it goes, all right, why? You know what I mean? What are you getting out of that? Or you know what I mean? How is that improving your bonfire type thing? But then they argue and go, oh, well, you burn pictures of us on your bonfire, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
what fucking bonfire?
Apparently Catholics do a bonfire in August. So I've heard.
Well, I'm not Catholic. I'm not Catholic.
But it's not that common anymore.
It's not common anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's maybe only 1 or 2 of them.
I'm not Catholic. I think I'm going to choose something new. I'm going to choose something. I might go Buddhist.
Right. Hindu?
I might go Buddhist on a Monday, Wednesdays.
Right, and what benefit would you get from that?
I don't know, I need to Google it.
Yeah.
It's all about calm.
But you like the idea of it?
I just like the idea, like...
You couldn't be a Buddhist, you're not calm enough.
No. I have My impatience.
Am I a
level.
train or a plane? Woman.
I don't have. I'm working on my patience. But
Yeah.
like to go back to the 12th, it was my first one here.
Right.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Like I have to be honest and say, like, if me or you or whatever, anyone
You go
Irish,
you can go looking for trouble as well.
absolutely. Like, yeah, if I rock up to one in a Celtic top, probably not a great idea. But if I was to just go in neutral clothing, like what you're wearing there, they wouldn't give a fuck, and they wouldn't pass me and go, "Oh, he's." They would just be like, "Oh, there's someone joining in," and like I've heard from people in my community and stuff that who have went to bonfires that like, look, they're a good time, they're good fun, and flipping, there's nothing wrong with them, and they're very welcoming and blah blah blah. But that whole the burning of posters and people's faces and flags and stuff like that, I just think that's
a bit over the line, isn't it?
It's just, it's so barbaric. Do you know what? I hate bonfires in general. I think they're the most fucking ugly, stupid, wasteful thing. Just do fireworks. Just do a lovely firework display. Why can't you do that? You know what I mean? Like America doing Independence Day, red, white, and blue fireworks everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking do that.
I don't know. Well, look, I just thought it was for me. It was my first one. I didn't see.
And you were
feel-
fine with it.
It didn't bother me at all. It was
Yeah.
just a normal day.
Another day.
Living in Belfast with no friends. Sure, I wouldn't be going out anyway.
Oh, that makes me feel sad for you, Andrew. Nah, maybe you should have went to the bonfire. I think you might have made a few. You know what I mean?
No, it's grand. So when I was speaking to you on the phone the other day, you were telling me we both have been to America.
We've both been stateside. We both have our own Irish to American journeys, which are very, very similar. And very
I had
different
my
at the same
first
time.
ever time. You go to America quite a bit though.
I've been
Oh.
a good lot. So I've been to Orlando loads. I've been to Denver, Colorado. I've been to Lake Tahoe. I've been to Reno, California, and maybe another place I can't remember. So I've
You're
good few
very
places.
experienced.
And
with
I
it.
go to New York next month, so you can give me some tips on.
I went
on
to
that.
New York. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Just it started off right. Flew from Dublin in the long stay car park, which is in a different fucking county.
Oh really?
I
Do you have to
mean-
get a bus over from the long
and
stay?
like
Fuck that.
I mean, and
You
I'm
did
not.
it
I'm
wrong.
talking like 15, 20 minutes.
I can't wait to tell
It's
you my
like-
experience. But
It's
go
like in
ahead.
County Meath.
Yeah.
And then you get into the airport, and then the terminal gate is in fucking County Louth. Like, I think I must have travelled between two counties just to get to the gate.
Oh, buddy.
And then I had to do the American immigration.
Oh.
Which is totally fine.
What was it? Quick enough?
Oh, got up to this guy. He's actually American.
Oh yeah. Do you not know that?
Somebody said to me, "I go American immigration," but I thought like they were kind of like they might
Just
be
staff,
I
just not-
thought like the supervisor might be American, but it might be Irish.
They all have to be American.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've never been, so I didn't know the rules.
I know.
So I went up, and the guy's like, "Purpose of your visit?" And I just went, "My birthday."
He's like, please go.
My birthday was in March, so this was when did we go? June. And he was looking at it. I went, "Yeah, it's just a bit delayed." And then he went, "Have you got $10,000 on you?" Did you get that question as well? They asked you, "Do you have $10,000?"
No, I don't get that.
Maybe if you turn up in a Kerry jersey to go, "This guy doesn't." Have
Yeah.
$10,000."
They're well aware I don't have it. Crocs.
He goes, "Have you got $10,000 cash in you?" And I went, No. And then he was like, "Where are you staying?" And I went, "Oh, just in a hotel." And he was like, and he's stamping it, and he's doing all this, and and I just went, "It's my first time," like a child. And he just looked at me and he went, "Enjoy your stay."
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, "Fucking that job must be so boring." It's a conveyor belt, man.
Oh yeah, it is. But
People.
I tell you, gotta be careful with those. That's like, if you just get those guys on a bad day, or if you say the wrong thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, like I traveled with work like 2 or 3 years ago, and the client I was traveling with, they had bothers because they give them like a cheeky answer, and so all of us got pulled into the fucking immigration office, and we all had to go through a complete vetting process and it took us like an hour just to sit there.
They were doing it out of spite, were they, to piss you off? Or?
Yeah, but they were also like, Americans take America very seriously.
Yeah.
And it's like, they have this whole, this is our country, blah, blah, blah. And like, I get it, it's a whole patriotic thing. But yeah, they're and look, ever since 9/11, they've been very serious about like terrorism.
9/11, what's that?
It's just a wee thing that happened a while ago. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wee
Oh, I
simple
saw that in the news, yeah.
yeah, it was a good fun time, but they ever since that they've been super strict, and I remember just of all times I've been to America, every time I would get to that point, someone always goes, right, get the serious head on, because they're about
Get the serious head on.
Yeah, because look, they hate they're not big jokesters, like, as you can imagine. But yeah, I've never really had too much issue going through. So you get through immigration, that's all good.
Got on the plane. I have good seat on a flight, nice easy flight. Landed in New York, and instead of getting a taxi to the airport, got the underground.
Oh,
So I sat like with New Yorkers.
yeah. Did the whole thing.
I walked on with the most Irish skin,
Of course.
like walking on, going, "Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking
Hey,
here.
I'm walking here. Here, I'm walking here.
Ah, fella.
Here." Is that John Murphy there from Murphy's from Limerick? Is it? How are you getting on? How's the mother?
John, it's me, Andrew.
And then spend most of my holiday in Irish bars.
Of course. But I'd say New York has a lot of them.
Oh, there was shit, mate. There was shit.
Oh,
loads,
yeah?
man. The first night was coming back from a gig. I was down just like watching this gig and was walking back up, and there was a guy. They were filming it something, so there was roads closed. So there's like trucks. I think they were either filming or doing road works. I actually can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway. The road was closed.
Right.
But there's a guy in a high vis, and I'm walking up. I'm like, "All right," and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's about how are things." You know, I was just like, "How are you?" And I just did the most American thing in America that an American would do in Ireland to an Irish person. I went, "I'm from Ireland,"
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, man, yeah." And I thought, "I'm in." So I was like, "Yeah, man, that's my first time here in America." He's like, "Cool, man," and I'm like, "This guy's cool." Like I said, "I'm from Cork," and he was like, "Cork, man, yeah." And I was like, "This guy's brilliant." I said, "But I live in Belfast." Belfast? Yeah, man.
Were you talking to Cat Williams?
No, I don't know who I was talking to, but I was just chatting to him. I was fucking...
Yeah, man.
I was steaming.
Oh, were you?
I was,
that makes sense.
I had no sleep because of the time difference. I was steaming. And I just went, "But I'm from Cork, but I live in Belfast." He's like, "Belfast, man. Yeah, man." And I just went... What?
This guy keeps going, man.
But he did say that.
Oh, did he?
I'm picturing through that block.
Yeah.
That, like,
Yeah.
having a full scale conversation.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're just
Yeah.
going, yeah.
Either you were high or he was high. It's one of the two.
We were both high.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just said to him, I was just like, I said, "But I live in Belfast," and he was like, "Yeah, man, yeah." And I was just like going to him. Because he seemed really nice. I said, "We don't have a government there at the moment because of the election, right? This is in New York. I'm on like 45th Street or something." And he's like, "Yeah, man, yeah." Right? And I was just like going. And then I just went, I said, "Have you heard about the protocol?" Right? And he was like, "Yeah, man, yeah." And then I just said to him, like, "Have you been to Ireland?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." And then I went to him, "What part of Ireland have you been to?" And he went, "I've not been to Ireland, man." I said, "But you said you've been to Ireland." He goes, "I don't know what you're saying." And I made such a fucking idiot of myself.
So he didn't understand.
He didn't understand. He just kept on saying, "Yeah, man." So I remember just walking back to the hotel going, "I'm a fucking idiot." I was so drunk though. But when you like obviously, when you're talking to someone, you chat absolutely. When you're pissed, you wake up the following morning, you go, "What did I say last night?
See,
Did I tell him I'd get him an Irish passport or something?" That kind of thing. But he was just like, "Yeah, man, yeah." Oh man, it was fucking brilliant. But I did a load of things. Went to do. What else did I do? We did bring it. I actually did go down to 9/11. Obviously, I know.
Down to 9/11.
I went down to 9/11. That is interesting. So
In what
interesting.
way?
Like, when it's... Because obviously you have the two buildings and they have like a fountain or a little fountain, like ponds and stuff.
Yeah.
But when it's somebody's birthday who died, they put a flower in the name.
Oh, okay.
So as we were walking around, I saw like a couple of flowers, and that means it was that person's birthday today.
Wow.
And I thought that was a lovely touch.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really nice touch. And you're in New York and it's like cars beeping, boom, boom, boom. And then you walk into, where the trade centers used to be, it's just so quiet.
That's interesting.
It's like a respectful zone.
Yeah.
And obviously as it should be. But turned up, there's like a 9/11 museum and it was closed. I was furious.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I wanted to go in. I was like, I can't believe the 9/11 museum is closed. And then I was kind of that's a bit of a shitty thing to say, like leaving 9/11 angry because it was closed.
Yeah.
I want to go in. I want to see firefighters' helmets. I want to see. I want to see shoes.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it was really it was really interesting to be down there, like past page of respects. And there's a tree in 9/11, a tree that stayed upright when all the buildings collapsed, and it survived.
Wow.
And obviously you can read about the tree, and when they found the tree was still up, they took it away and repaired it and brought it back in. But there's like a little fence around it, and it says like this tree stayed standing after the attack, even when the buildings collapsed. The tree was still standing, and there's like a symbol about it. You know, like
the plaque just says, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, man. Cool, man. But you know what? I mean, from my first time there, I went to Grand Central Station because we're staying near there, and obviously, I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to train stations.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, like I would be.
Cool.
I watched. There was a really good documentary on ITV recently about, not recently, maybe a good few years ago, about St Pancras. When they've rebuilt St Pancras, and I just loved the engineering that goes into a train station. So I was going into Grand Central, and I was just in awe because you see it in films.
Yeah.
And now you're just like, it does feel like you're a bit on a film set all the time, doesn't it? Like someone said that to me.
Yeah.
And it's just phenomenal place to be.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I did keep commenting on my Instagram about like the $8 pints and the $9. Like you could get like $7 pints. But
This is the one in New York. Sorry, I thought you were talking about St Pancras. The one in London. So what's the one in New York called?
Grand Central.
Grand Central. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's that film with Al Pacino? Is it Scarface or Carlito's Way? Carlito's Way. Yeah,
And Trading Places.
Trading Places. I've seen that, but I can't remember it. That's a very old film.
Eddie Murphy and Bill Murray. No,
Is
not
that-
Bill Murray. Dan Aykroyd.
Is that a late 80s film?
Yeah. Well, 84, I think.
Yeah.
I believe.
So, when you went over, obviously you're quite used to it.
Used to what? Sorry.
Going to America.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I kind of got chatting to quite a few Americans.
Oh,
And
you
in
do?
New York, they're cool.
Yeah, right.
But you can imagine that if you go outside New York, it can be a bit different.
Here's the thing with America that I resign to is that America is this place where you have the American dream and blah 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 and this whole hoity-toity, like you do anything here, and that's true to an extent. But you've got like rich America, which is super rich. America is like this place of great wealth and great richness, but then also on the other side, it is also one of the poorest places, and the homelessness in America is insane.
San Francisco is supposed to be really bad.
San Francisco's bad. LA has a really bad stint of it. Even like I was in Florida. Even Florida has bad homelessness. You know what I mean? I think every state kind of does, but some more than others. But the fact that any of the states have such a bad homeless problem, it's such a rich country. It just blows your mind whenever you walk down one street and see like these big beautiful buildings, and then you walk down another and you see fucking people just struggling. And you're like, how did this? It's just so confusing to me, But yeah, I do love America. I think it's a great place. I love going there. It's a great holiday place. Good visiting. There's loads of stuff they always do, and it's huge. It's gigantic. But I've never been to New York. How does New York compare to like London? Are they similar? Because London's probably the biggest like city I've been in terms of like that.
Do you know
structure.
what? It's a tricky one, man. Like it is a real tricky one. Like bear in mind, I stayed on. I think I was on 39th Street. So
Right.
I was Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
So I was quite in the mix. But I went out to Brooklyn a couple of times. We went out to Brooklyn a couple of times. And when we got out of the subway in Brooklyn, I was the buildings were just like 2 stories.
Right.
It was like a neighborhood. It's just
Yeah.
where people live. And
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
like
yeah.
your local pub and
Yeah.
the people playing squash and just fucking whatever, gym classes and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So you're like, oh, this is where New Yorkers live.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of like Highbury in Islington or Angel in North
Yeah,
London
yeah.
and all those kind of things. How does it compare? It's to be honest with you,
Just bigger scale.
it's a bigger scale.
Yeah.
It's just like London is phenomenal, but New York is London is like the Europa League, and New York is like the Champions League. They're both brilliant.
Yeah.
But it depends what you kind of want.
Yeah.
I must say that the transport in New York was phenomenal in
Really?
terms of getting around.
Okay.
We did have a small incident out in a bar in Brooklyn. We went to this Irish bar, so we did it like not like a pub crawl, but went to like 3 or 4 bars.
Yeah.
And went to this Irish bar, and so I had to learn how to fucking pay the bills.
Oh.
You know, the tipping. And
Oh,
all
yes,
that.
yes. So they're big on
So you
tipping
go
there.
in, right? And, you know, you go in here, you're like, pint of whatever, and they give you a pint and you tap your card. They're like, do you want to keep it open? Do you want to keep a
right.
tab open? And I was like, oh, I'd shit myself. So we went into this pub anyway, and the guy was like, do you want to keep it open? And I went, oh, no, close it.
Like a bank account?
Right. So then I thought after like I think I was drinking Bud Light.
Right.
And after the Bud Light finished, I went, I'll get another one. So I called him over. And said,
Open it up again, sir.
Can I have another Bud Light? And I think he was a bit like, you should have just left us open.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I didn't understand if that pisses him off. I don't get it, right? So we do that. He was like, do you want to keep it open now? And I went, no, we'll close it. Right. So then he comes over again. I don't know, did we get it? No, we only got 2 drinks. But he was really rude from when we went in anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he was quite rude. Now, he wasn't, like, the Irish bars that we went to had Irish people. Like, there was a fellas there from Galway, Tipperary, and you walk in, you're like, hello. And he's like, how's the farm? And you go, we're grand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We're home.
But we went to an Irish bar with Americans in it, who were probably Irish-American. So
Well, aren't they all?
we get the bill, and you have to sign it, and then you have to do your tip. And it was just like, say the bill came to, say, $20, right? So we learned that the rule of thumb is it's $1 a pint, $1 a drink.
Right.
So give them $1 a drink.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the way you do. So if you have 4 drinks, then you give them $4. That's the way it works. But if you go to a restaurant in New York, they'll give you the bill, but they'll have like suggested tips, 18%,
Yes.
25 and 30%.
Yeah.
So they're kind of prompting you, give us fucking 18 minimum.
Oh, and you have to? Like,
Yeah. So this guy, we get the bill and we're leaving, and he was just really rude all night. So, you know, you have to sign the bill. We just wrote cunt on it. Just handed it back.
Do you know what?
Ran out. Cunt.
I'm fine with it. And he deserved it.
So I scribbled the name, and then in the name it was just like, cunt. You could just, if you look at it, you go, ooh. Because he was just so rude, like.
Yeah, look, if you're going to be rude, if you're working in the service industry, you have to expect shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking they're so insistent on that tipping thing. Like, it's actually
I don't mind it. I didn't mind it. You don't have to tip for everything, though.
Well, what do you not have to tip for?
Like if you go and you get like a takeaway coffee.
Oh yeah,
Like if somebody comes to a table,
yeah,
and serves you, tip.
Yeah,
If taxi, tip.
yeah.
Anything to do with sort of somebody coming to you.
Yeah.
That was the kind of rule of thumb that we were told. So, you know, but then again, you know, you're buying a coffee and you can just tip $1. If I'm buying 4 coffees or 3 coffees and they
Yeah.
need to take plenty of time to make them.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, but I never had cash on me sometimes, you know?
Oh, I never have cash on me.
Yeah.
I'm always card now, you
Yeah.
know, and that makes it trickier.
One of the best things I did in New York was I went to a park and I played chess with a guy in the park.
Why are you 80 years old?
I know, but I used to play loads of chess.
Oh, I used to play, but you go ahead. We'll play a game sometime live.
We must play a game live. We should, actually.
We definitely should.
So this guy's like $5 to play him. I was like, right, sit down. I'm like, how's it going? He was like, hey man.
Was it the same guy?
No, it wasn't the same guy.
Hey man, I'm
from
back
Ireland.
again.
I'm from Ireland. He goes, yeah man. So we sit down and it's 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
So it's like fast chess because this
Wow,
guy's
wow.
got to make money.
Right, so he's playing $5
Yeah,
a game.
so
Is there a queue of people?
No, there's no
trying to
queue.
go?
He was on his own. So I just went up and I went, hi, how much is it? And he went $5. And I was like, great, sit down. And we kind of chatted a little bit. And I was thinking to myself, now, I wouldn't be...
You're not a grandmaster.
I'm not a master. Like, I can play the game, but...
Yeah.
You know, I can also mess up on it and lose very easily. But I can
Yes.
also, if I actually concentrate
Yeah.
and try and figure it out, but I'll probably think too slow.
Yeah.
So I play him and eventually get to the point where I'm a pawn up.
Wow.
And I thought, like, I have him
Yeah.
there, like,
Yeah,
I have a pawn, like, I'm up a pawn.
Yeah. You
Like,
can't come back from this.
If you, like, that's like going 1-0 up on away goals.
Yeah.
In soccer.
Sure.
I'm up a pawn. Anyway, about 2 minutes later, he had just fucking killed me and my whole family.
Wow.
Gone.
Annihilated.
And I
you.
just got up and I walked away and I went, I've got to go back.
Oh, no.
I gotta go back. I want to play him again. I want to play him again. And when I turned around and I looked, there was somebody else.
He was
playing
gone.
him. No, someone else was playing him. But do you know, it was just that thing of sitting in New York in a park, just be like going knight D4 to E7.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, this was like, I would definitely live there.
Oh, really?
But you can't make any money there as a comedian.
It's
You
It's
can
tough.
in about 10 more years, but I don't have that time, you know.
Yeah. It's so expensive.
What were you doing when you went over this time?
Well, I was doing work for videography. I was doing work for a pharmaceutical company called Merck, and Lightbulb Teams as well, who are like a team building event company. And it was basically the program is that they all came together in this conference to build water filters for people in Africa.
Very
So it's a
good.
real feel
Very
good
noble,
thing.
well done, yeah.
So I'm going to Uganda in 9 days to film the water filters getting delivered to the people in Uganda, which is going to be insane.
Have you got to get jabs for that?
I've got all of them already. Yeah.
What are they? Rabies?
Rabies, tetanus,
AIDS?
pep something toyed. AIDS. No. I'm giving it to them. I'm the only one bringing AIDS to Africa. And then what else? Is there any other jobs? Like for hepatitis A, B, C, like loads of fucking shit. Like I'm essentially a walking vial of chemicals
Yeah.
because I did a trip to India 3 years ago for a similar sort of project and had to get all the jabs again. Then I got the fucking COVID jabs and it's like. That's why I don't give a fuck about vaccines anymore. Just hit me with it
Because you're like, what? Another one?
Yeah.
My body is 70% vaccine.
Yeah. I can't get sick at the minute. It's not possible. So I was out there doing that. But the good thing about whenever you travel for like a work trip like that, especially if it's like, a big company and things like it was, is that you get sort of treated. Now you don't
Business class?
You don't. Well, here was the issue. The issue was the flight had sold out of business class. So I had to go economy with the fucking... I know. It was a sad time.
I'm going to pray to St. Anthony here to help you find the strength to get over that.
Thank you, Shade of Ahawara. But the good thing is I still flew out through Platinum Services now.
From Dublin?
From Dublin.
Right.
You've
So
heard-
explain
you've
to me
heard?
what...
You've heard?
It's like 150, 200 quid?
Oh, it's more than that.
Right. Talk to me what Platinum Services in Dublin can do for you.
Andrew.
Did it shower you? Did it wash your body? What did it do?
They have showers. They do have showers. And funny enough, do you know who was in Platinum Services the day I was in?
Shane Todd.
No. He could only wish. He threatens to do Platinum Services, but he is yet to do it. I keep telling him, you need to do
Who's
it.
we're talking superstar? Irish or American or British?
Superstar, British. Very big at the minute.
Superstar British, very big at the minute. Prince Andrew.
Yep. That's who was there.
Are we talking sport or film? Give me the industry. Give me the industry.
Musician.
British, very big at the minute. Paul McCartney.
Oh,
He just did Glastonbury.
Yep. No, it wasn't Paul McCartney. Go younger.
Lewis Capaldi.
Oh, in the realm, but not him. Think more attractive.
Harry Styles. Because he did Dublin, did he?
Yeah.
So, did you see him?
No, but he was in the vicinity of.
How'd you know?
Because they said Harry Styles is in. And
So
they
you
said
walk
like that.
up, Platinum Services, I'm a VIP in Platinum Services, they look at you and go, Harry Styles is in. There's so much better over there.
Yeah, pretty much. So what Platinum Services, you get given your own suite. So
Okay, so you arrive at Dublin. What do you do with your car?
you don't arrive at Dublin Airport. You go at the back. It's off from the airport. It's behind the airport.
Oh my God.
So here's what happens. I got a private chauffeur to.
From Belfast?
Yes, to Platinum Services. So I didn't.
Getting anxious.
I didn't. Oh, Andrew. So I want you to just remember when you went to Dublin Airport and probably had to queue and do a bunch of fucking security checks and blah, blah, blah. And it's Dublin Airport, so it's real busy summertime, blah, blah, blah. I did none of that. I didn't even step into the airport.
Right. So you get a car outside your house in Belfast.
Well, I met one of the other persons who was going with me at their house and we both got the private taxi.
So you get a private car down to Dublin.
Yeah,
You
bus,
arrive.
bus.
Okay, oh yeah.
It's like a luxury bus.
Yeah. So you go into Platinum Services, which is a completely separate part of the airport.
Yep.
You arrive in, you get out, what happens?
They run out the door to grab your bags for you. And they go, welcome, Mr. Butler, to Platinum Services. And they take your bag and they roll it in. And you don't see your bag until... You just don't see your bag until you don't have to check it in. You have to do... But they do it all for you. And here's what they do. They go, give us your passport. They take your passport, check in, make sure you're on the flight, do all the security things you need to do. And then they don't hand you it back until you're going through... the immigration thing, which they lead you right up to. So what happens is, because I was going to America, now if you do platinum services without America, they actually don't hand you your passport until you're about to get on the plane, and they chauffeur you on the runway on a BMW right round to the plane, to the steps, and then they just hand you your passport and go, there you go.
But isn't that awful to be arriving at a Ryanair flight in a BMW?
Yeah.
Can you imagine me like, you're like, who's this for? $9.99 for the seat, $2,000 for the chauffeur.
So basically, when you go to platinum service, then you get a big suite. You just sit down. They take food order. They have a menu. You have big TV, internet, Wi-Fi. You can have as many drinks as you want. They've got all the flipping Irish Tatoes sitting there. They've got the drinks sitting there, the Guinness, the whatever you want, and they just bring you anything that you need. And then whenever your flight's ready, or whenever they just basically knock on the door and go, "You ready? You might want to go now." And they're so like friendly about it, and they just bring you. And that's you. Off you go.
That's it. So you basically bypass all
Everything.
everything.
Don't need to do anything.
I have Aer Lingus silver status, which means I'm allowed into the lounge.
That's great. I love the lounges. Big fan. What lounge do you get in with Aer Lingus? Is it the T1 or is it the better one, the
Well, in
52?
Heathrow, there's one in Heathrow in Terminal 2.
Yeah.
I also went into the lounge on the way back from New York.
Lovely. Oh, so you get in any lounge now?
Only if you're flying with Aer Lingus. So,
But you would.
You have to show them your boarding pass, and it has to say silver on the boarding pass. And I get in, and you get like free food, free drink. We were like stealing stuff for the flight, and like,
Oh, I love lounges. Like,
yeah.
I
But I would never pay 30 quid to spend an hour in one.
Oh, would you? Well,
You know, if you go to like an airport, say you're in fucking Bristol Airport, and it's like there's a lounge there, and it's like 35 quid. And you're like, well, my flight's in 2 hours. Why would I pay 35 quid for 2 hours? I'd rather
Yeah.
just save the 35 quid.
no, I would pay the 35 quid for 2 hours.
But see, if I have Aer Lingus silver status...
Oh, you don't have to.
I don't have to pay for it.
Even if I didn't have that, which I don't, I would still do it. Here's a good little hack for anyone listening that like travels from Belfast City Airport. If you're going on an early morning flight, obviously you're going to get breakfast at the airport. Breakfast at the airport is going to be expensive anyway. Just go straight to the lounge. It's 24 quid. They have unlimited breakfast food, cereals, croissants,
Really?
they have freshly made pancakes. They have bacon and sausage bops, all unlimited free. Like you've got unlimited drinks like Cokes and flipping alcohol at that time in the morning if you were into it. Do that instead, because number one, you get your breakfast for all that money included. You also just get a nice peaceful seat to sit on quietly away from the main airport, and it's just a better time. I think that's a good one to do.
I've not done the Belfast City one. Belfast International have one.
It's not a great lounge.
Belfast International should open a lounge.
Well, they have the Causeway
me.
Lounge. Apparently, it's shit. I filmed that lounge
Christ almighty.
when it first got opened in 2016 or something like that, 2015 maybe. And even back then, I was like, "This is shit."
It's not great, is it? I've not done it. I wouldn't pay for a lounge unless I got it for free.
Really?
I wouldn't.
Oh
pay
no,
for it.
I would.
wouldn't pay. I'm that kind of a fucker. Like,
Nope. I'm
not
the
paying
opposite.
it.
Oh, I would pay no problem.
do you pay a lot for convenience?
Yeah.
Are you like, you know the way I got a taxi from West London to Gatwick on Sunday morning last week. It cost me 80 quid.
Yeah.
I have no problem paying that money.
Right?
But the minute I arrive in Belfast
Oh yeah.
and it's say 30 quid from international back to my house, I'm like, I'm paying 8 quid for that bus, man. I ain't paying that fucking 30 quid.
Yeah.
It
No.
kind of works like this. Psychologically, it's like some things I'm in favour of, but and I think sometimes what I pick and choose doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people can be very penny tight but pound loose,
Absolutely.
or they can be penny loose and pound tight. I'm always fluctuating between the two. So I will look at my. I'll give you an example. Last night I looked at my credit card, and you know, I looked at my credit card and I went, I owe this amount of money, and I looked at it, I owed nearly fucking double,
Wow.
and I went, what the fuck? So I went in and I looked, and I went back to the last time I paid it, and I looked at all the transactions, and I just went, Costa Coffee, M&S, Waitrose. Did I go to Waitrose? What was I doing to Waitrose? Centra, fuel, you know, like fuel, all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then like a couple of flights, B&Q, IKEA, golf club. And when you look at it and you add up all the 2, 4, and 6 pounders,
Oh, they're the what get you?
if I put all the amount of money I spend on coffees, I could increase my pension.
Yeah. Yep.
So I've decided I'm not going to have a takeaway coffee. I'm going to have 2, 3 no spend days a week.
Right, okay.
My life is fucked, man.
I mean, it sounds it if
I
you're,
live the most fucked up logistical mindset life.
if you're
I'm
having...
dying alone. I'm going to die alone, Aaron.
I'll be there with you.
Two of us. Two of us. There should be a TV documentary, the two most loneliest men in the world. You know,
But the two most happiest.
the two most.
I would
happiest.
agree as well.
We're happy at knowing we're not putting up with the shit.
Yeah.
That other people have to put up with.
Exactly.
And I'm not perfect. Like I make a lot of mistakes in my life.
Oh, I'm a terrible person.
But my heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
You know, I filled out the Ukrainian. You know, I registered my spare room for the Ukrainian refugee.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you? You
And-
mad bastard.
Yeah, and then I kept on getting emails like further information, and I mean this in the most respectful way. But
You
obviously,
don't.
do you know after like 100 days of the war, it kind of falls off the news, which
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's still present, and you're hearing the stories and all that. Like I don't have Twitter or anything. That so you know, I only follow golf and comedians on Instagram and bits and bobs.
Not
so
much Ukraine news coming
not
through the
much
Golf
Ukraine
Channel.
news
Yeah.
coming through. And I was just like, and they kept on sending information. I remember one day I just skipped over the email, and then like 2 days later I was tidying up my inbox, and I just went, "Oh, why did I skip over that email?" I just
Yeah.
felt a bit like I'd forgotten about them.
Yeah.
You know, that
we
kind of
all
way. And I
have.
didn't mean to do it. Now I don't have a Ukrainian person, but apparently because it's only women and children that have fled, me living on my own, I think it's not going to work. I think that the Belfast City Council will be like, "You're living on your own. You want a woman and child?" No, thank you. There's definitely somebody from Ukraine that's going to come over and go, "Do you want to live with Andrew?" No, I'd rather go back to Kiev.
Yeah. It was safer back.
It was
at the
safer
war.
back in Kiev.
Yeah.
No, so I did kind of feel a bit guilty for skipping over. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So America.
Yeah.
Tell me about you. You go through. You get on the flight. What were you flying? Aer Lingus or BA or who were you flying?
Aer Lingus.
They're good, aren't they?
Well, yes, they are. But this plane was just old. They give me two old, and by the way, they give me an old plane going out. Now this plane did have Wi-Fi, so it was modern enough, but it was still not their best. But I was fine with it. And then on the way back, the plane was that old, it didn't even have Wi-Fi. It was fucking
Who are these people?
Aer Lingus, right?
They're new Ryanair.
And they're turning into it with this fucking plane. But what I will say is on the way back, so again, business class sold out, very sad, wasn't a fan. But as I was getting on the flight, the people I was traveling with, the clients and stuff, they were like, "Oh, your boarding gates just got called, 40 to 46 or whatever." And I was like, "Nah, fuck it, I'll just wait." Like, there's no way people are like eager to get on the plane. And you're like, you're going to be sitting there for 9 hours. I was like, I want to be the last person on the plane. I could give a fuck. Like, I'll get on whenever, like, they're not going to. So I literally sat at the gate just watching everyone go through, get called. Took about 20 minutes or whatever. And then finally I was like, right, okay, it's time for me. Now, the reason I did that was because this is another plane hack. If you're the last person to go on, you have full scope of what seats are available.
I've done this.
Yeah. When I get onto the flight, I keep walking. And I was at the back anyway, but I was just walking. And I could see the flight was very empty. I end up getting
3-seater.
the entire row, 4-seater, 4-seater
That's
in the
a
middle,
full sleep.
full sleep. So I just, soon as that flight took off, straight down,
Trousers off.
deck out,
Boxers off, dick off, just walking around going, "Oh yeah, how are things? How are you? I'm Aaron Butler. I love cheese."
So yeah, pretty much made a little fort and just slept for the whole 8 hours, and that was fine. Now, and I was hopefully going to get my sleep pattern back on, because it was like, oh, I've had an overnight flight, landed in Dublin, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, slept whole flight, that's great. I had to be up the next day at 4 in the morning to go do video work for LinkedIn down in Dublin, so I had to so that completely fucked my sleep up even more, and I still haven't really recovered since.
You haven't,
This is the earliest I've been up in many a day.
Yeah.
But I'm glad for it,
Because that'll get you back in the system.
Yeah. I just need, every day I need to wake up just a little bit earlier just to get back to my usual. Like, I would usually wake up about 9, I think.
I'm about 8.
Yeah, you're a little bit earlier than me.
Because my life is in. I'm older than you, so therefore I've got less time to live. So I need to make most of my time. You know?
You do have less time to live.
I wake up. I wake up and I just sit there and I go, another day. Another day of trying to achieve something that may or may not even be realistic.
Yeah.
I suppose I better go and wash now. Go downstairs and look into the fridge that is empty of any form of nutrition. A fridge that reminds me that I live alone and will probably die alone. I tend to sit on the sofa and I look at the news of the last few days and I think to myself, aren't I great? Still being alive. And then I probably make some plans and nothing happens. The phone doesn't ring. There's no messages coming through. But sure, we keep going.
That is. Tell you what we do is we take that clip and we just send it to a bunch of casting agents for your serious monologue for acting.
Just put that on.
That was quite
just
good.
Put that on a dating app.
What, the Undateables? Channel 4?
Oh yeah. So you land in America. What's the crack like? Are you flat out or
No. It was actually pretty straightforward for me. The good thing sort
good
of was...
hotel?
Oh, the hotel, Andrew. The Four Seasons in Disney World.
Aaron, what fucking life do you live, man?
I live the most bizarre, great life you could imagine. So a room, the standard room which I was in, so not even a suite. I'm talking like bare standard, like this is our lowest end room, which is still very high end, by the way. How much a night?
$500.
$1,800.
And this is a charity you're working for.
No, not charity. It's a pharmaceutical company. Yeah. Exactly.
Tax deductible.
Exactly.
Fucking I want a pharmaceutical.
So it's big too. So yeah, I was in the hotel then for 3 nights, and then I transferred over to an Airbnb after that. That was like more sort of private, but the Airbnb for the week was $10,000. But it was huge. Had like 16. Not 16 beds.
16 staff.
Yeah. It had 8 bedrooms in it and had a fucking cinema room and a pool room.
Did you
and
watch anything on cinema?
Yeah. I watched Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks, and I watched Team America.
Were you walking around in Crocs in a gold dressing gown with sunshades on with a can of still water? Just going, not bad for a man from West Belfast.
No, I had Mountain Dew. Have you ever had Mountain Dew
No.
out there? Oh, it's so much better out there than it is here. Here it's a bunch of piss. But anyway, so for the first like 3 or 4 days, I'm working at the conference is in the hotel. It's in the Four Seasons. So it was handy enough just to sort of wake up, go downstairs, film the conference, back up again, do whatever. I also rented a car out there, so I was driving about and stuff like that. So driving to shops and Walmarts and anything I needed to get stuff. But and the weather was like super humid, really hot. So it was good.
And how do you find it driving out there?
Love it. I've drove out there loads. I've drove over in California too, in Tahoe and stuff like that, around the mountains and things. And yeah, I think the roads are so big and so open. Now, I'd say New York would be a different story because the traffic looks insane.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I'm driving here.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't fancy that. But yeah, over there, it's pretty nice. So for the first few days, worked there. Then when the work was over, got the odd extra days on. Went to Disney World, went to Universal Studios, did the whole fucking theme park thing. Good fun.
I've no interest in theme parks.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck that. Other people, kids, no chance.
Well, here's the thing. When I usually go, I go in the first and second week of September.
Kids are back.
Kids are back at school. No one's there. And if you go to Disney World at that time, it's an adult zone. But just adults.
Unhinged adults.
Not unhinged. They're in Disney
want
World.
to look at things that our kids are attracted to. I just think that's a bit fucking suspicious, Aaron.
Well, it is.
You're on your own
in
a kids' park in a foreign country. You've got access to a car with a big boot. I'm not saying anything.
All right,
but I just think that there is a situation here that needs to be investigated.
Yeah. But yeah, so you notice. You like you were saying there, when you're a grown man in Disney World, you notice it whenever you're standing in line to meet Buzz Lightyear, and you're like, something's not right about this. You know what I mean? You're like,
I'm not married.
Yeah.
I have no responsibility.
I was literally like, what am I doing? I was like,
you just turn around. You ever go on a date with someone? Go, so tell me, like art, history. I met Buzz Lightyear. How old are you? 32. I met Buzz Lightyear. He was amazing.
The real one.
I flew over. I was on my own. I went to the top. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds fucking insane.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. But yeah, loved it. Did all. Now, what you would like? I think you would like Universal Studios because it's more adult. It's not like Disney where it's all hoity-toity.
I'm not into that shit, man.
Really?
No, I'm not into it. Not into it at all.
Have you ever been to like a Thorpe Park or an Alton Towers?
I went to Walt Disney. Went to the one in Paris. Disneyland Paris. Load of shit.
Did you go with a partner at the time or anything like that? It seems like a romantic getaway.
16.
Oh, so you were a family maybe?
No, school.
Load
of shit. Waste of time. No interest in Mickey Mouse or any of that fucking weird stuff. I'm not into I'm not into it. Like, I think I'm just not into cartoons. Like, I just don't get it. I don't see the escapism in that. I don't. Look. I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Me neither.
Never seen Harry Potter.
Me neither.
I've watched one episode of Game of Thrones.
Me too.
I just genuinely have
give
no
zero
interest in
fucks about all of it.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of Star Wars films back in the 90s, and then when they kind of brought the new ones out, the prequels or whatever it is, no interest.
Right.
One of my favourite films in the whole world is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, the original
Yep.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They brought out the other one,
Yep.
maybe 15 years ago. Didn't even have watched it. Not
Johnny
watching
Depp?
it. Load of fucking shit. Not watching him.
No.
Not watching him. Going around fucking going to court. For all his fucking weird shit that he does with his fucking ex-wife. You know? He just cut my finger off and she took a shit in the bed.
Yeah, that was the Chocolate River. But so they're bringing out.
I'm not interested. People said, "Do you want to come to Disneyland?" I'm like, I could not. I'd pay you money not to bring me.
I think if someone paid for you to go, you definitely go.
I suppose. I imagine when you get into it, it might be good, but the thought of going.
Here is the thing.
the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. The issue is you can't go at like a peak time. If you go during summer, it's fucking bollocks. Like, because like you say, it's families of kids and children. They're crying and blah. I say, oh fuck. One of the best things was I was in Universal Studios waiting to get on the Jimmy Fallon ride. So Jimmy Fallon has a ride out there. Yeah.
The TV presenter has his own ride.
Yeah. It's called The Race Through New York. It's fucking unbelievable. What they do is they've made a replica building of a Rockefeller Tower, and it's basically you go in as if like you're going in to see a show and stuff like that, and then you get into this like ride thing. It like brings you through. It's a whole fucking experience. But when I was waiting in the queue, there was this family who were African American family. Must have been from like fucking New Orleans or something like that. Like fucking,
Hey man.
Yeah. And I don't want to get cancelled for doing this voice, so I'll just put that out there. Now I might, but whatever. But basically, they started fighting in the queue, and I mean, this one big lady was all like, "What'd you say, motherfucker?" Like the person who she was with, and she just kept getting louder and louder. "Motherfucker, you better not! Motherfucker, you better not!" And I was right behind them, going, "This is the best. This is the ride here." I was like, "This is the fucking, this is the best part of the ride." I was like, "Don't let these ones go. Like, let's keep this going." And then like eventually got to the point where the fucking big black lady was like, "All right, here we go." Started taking her earrings out. Started fucking for a fight with someone who she was with, like another a girl who was like another big black girl. And fucking they were just about to get scrappy, and the guy stepped in and was like, nah, like the guy, and then they all just left the queue line, and I was like, no, come back.
I wanted to see this.
And then I wanted to leave the queue and just follow them the whole day because I wanted to see how it played out.
You ever see something like that? How do you calm down from that?
What, me?
No, like those people.
And here's the maddest fucking thing. They're in a theme park. They're meant to be in like the happiest place in the world, like fucking, having a great family day. And these ones are like fucking ripping the weaves off each other, like. And I'm there for it, like.
They just don't seem. Some people don't have that awareness, do they?
No.
They don't have the awareness.
Maybe it's
yeah, but it's the culture over there where it's just like, hey, I'm American, that kind of thing. Whereas over here, it's like, I'm Irish, I would say nothing like.
Yeah.
Don't be saying anything. Keep your voice down.
It really is. But that is fun. But like you say, I would only do it personally if it was a quiet time of year. Any other time of year, you're like, fucking can't be bollocks with kids. Like, I want my own kids, but I don't have to deal with all the other fuckers. Like,
Yeah, I was out in Dubai a couple of years ago, and one of the other comics said to me, "Do you want to come to the water park?"
Oh, I've did that.
And I was going through a phase of saying no to things in life.
Who goes through a phase like that?
I'm currently saying yes to things again.
Well, that's good.
So, there is a time in your life when you kind of like, I can't be arsed. Maybe you're a bit depressed or you're a bit down, right?
Sure.
And he was like, "Do you want to come to the water park?" No.
That was it.
But it would be amazing.
No.
Okay, when do we leave? 9 a.m. No. Can we not go in the afternoon? He's like, no, you have to go in the morning. You have to book a ticket, and this is the only time the tickets are available. And I've been online and all. I said, not going. And then he didn't go. I felt a bit guilty. So I said, like, we'll go tomorrow. And then it was closed. Something had happened. But I think he eventually ended up going.
Right.
Not with me, but I didn't think I don't think he went on the trip I was with him. He went on another trip because we go over every year or 18 months to do some gigs.
Yeah.
I'm going over in December. I think I'm going to go just to kind of. I'm saying yes to things at the moment.
Go. I've been there. I was there last November, December, and I was at the water park, and it's brilliant.
Is it?
Yeah. Now, here's what I would advise: get the fast pass. And you won't, because you don't even pay for a lounge, so you're hardly going to pay for the fast pass.
I'm not going to pay for the fast
I know
pass.
you're not going to. Part of me almost just wants to put the money in your account just so you will get
much
the
is the
fast
fast
pass.
pass?
I don't even know.
So you basically, it's like priority boarding.
Exactly.
That's
it's
what
like
it
it's
is.
platinum services
But you
for
know what?
water
Priority
slides.
boarding is longer than the fucking normal boarding.
Priority boarding's bullshit.
People who book priority boarding on EasyJet or Ryanair, you are
The worst.
fucking idiots.
You are.
The plane is not going to leave until the last person who hasn't paid for it gets on the flight.
Exactly.
And that's normally Aaron.
That's normally me, because I want the whole
You
row
are a
of seats.
fucking twat. Stop paying for priority boarding. You're wasting your own money. We're currently living in a fiscally irresponsible time with a cost of living.
There's a war.
There's
happening.
a war on, and you need to be sitting on a seat fucking a minute faster. Go on, Aaron.
Like I was saying. Yes, it's essentially priority. It's essentially platinum services for water parks.
Right.
And I think you should do it because
What do you get? Skip a queue.
skip the queue. And everyone likes to skip the queue. Here's why. Because you get to walk past the people in the queue. And there's a great feeling of smugness. Yeah. Here's how good it is. Sometimes I would do the ride, skip the queue, blah, blah, blah. And then I would do it twice. So they got to see me go up twice. They see me. I lapped people. And I did the ride twice while
I
they were
wanna do
filming
it now.
See? Now you're getting it. Now you're getting into the
I'm going to turn up and be like,
thinking,
I just turned over $1 million today. And just slide down. And then I go, just made $500,000 on crypto as I went down. I actually own the slide. I own you. Get out of my company.
the guy who I went with, he's basically a millionaire. Well, he is a millionaire, don't I say basically is. And there's something so enjoyable and so like beautiful about just watching a millionaire just go down a water slide. Because he's like, he's a sort of obviously suit type guy. And so like you see him in swim trunks just like on the lazy river, just like you're like, it's just something so beautiful about that, like that even someone so successful can still take a bit of a day just to be like, have a go on the fucking slides, like, it's just I just
That's
enjoyed
amazing.
it. Yeah. They just sort of brings everything back down to normal.
So, Aaron, before we finish up today, I suppose you're going to be joining me a lot more on the podcast, aren't you? As like my new kind of like co-host.
Sure.
This is a new thing that's happening in the podcast, which is basically as the podcast has been going out, been growing and going really well, we decided to mix it up a little bit because we've got some changes coming up. And, you don't want to go too big too soon. We're not going too big. My point is that we want to keep it fresh, keep things. So Aaron's going to be a sort of like co-host with me. He's going to be with me sometimes when we have a guest. Sometimes it'll just be me and Aaron coming on, chatting and having a bit of a laugh because we get on good crack. We get on good crack. That is not a sentence.
Good crack. Yeah.
We get on good crack.
I like it.
Is that a
Yeah,
sentence?
man.
We should call it a podcast. We get on good crack.
We get on good crack.
So yeah, Aaron, thanks for jumping on whenever we see you. So listen,
Pleasure.
That's another episode of Cork and the North with the fantastic Aaron Butler. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Tell your friends of that, and don't forget I'm on tour and drivecomedy.com. Thanks for look at him. Kerry jersey in a Cork podcast.
Living the dream. 4 seasons. Shout out.